Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I took a few days off. I'll explain why in a moment. But we have some amazing news to cover. We're going to talk about XRP breaking the 50-cent mark. We're going to talk about some of the new cryptos I've been looking into, XDC, HBAR, which I highly recommend. And just a disclaimer, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just a dude from Vegas, originally from Southern California. And this is just me sharing what I'm doing and documenting it with you guys. So it's been an incredible journey so far. We've reached about 750 subscribers. Never would I ever thought that I would have that many subscribers. And we've been hitting about 1,000 views per video. And that's all thanks to you guys and all thanks to this community that we're building together. So it's really awesome. So I had to do some reflecting the past few days and remind myself about how to stay zen and how to have a balanced life. So recently, because of the bull run that we've been experiencing the past few weeks, and every single day there's all this amazing news coming out about cryptocurrencies, I'm the type of guy, when I'm into something and I'm passionate about something, I'm all in, 110,000%, if that's even a number. Like, I'm all in, I'm passionate, I research day and night. It's almost like an obsession or even an addiction. So I have to remind myself, look, I don't know if you guys watched my older videos, but I do practice something called NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Really good skill set to help you really learn how to use your conscious and unconscious mind to the fullest. And I had to really ask myself, what's important to me and what do I value most in life? And here's a good tool for, I thought it's a good life lesson for investing as well. So we have to remember that life is like a wheel, right? It's like a wheel. In the wheel, there's spokes. Each spoke represents something else. I don't even know why I'm talking about this right now. But you have a spoke for your finances. You have a spoke for your health. You have a spoke for your friends and family. You have a spoke for your education. You have all these different categories of your life. And to stay balanced, you got to make sure that you're maintaining your, like, what's most important to you at all times. For me, health is always most important to me. And I've noticed, because without health, you can't really do anything, right? If you don't have good health, you don't have the energy to create your goals. You don't have the passion. I don't know if you guys noticed, but a few of the videos, I turned dogmatic. I was like, every single day I'm going to make a video, rather than, hey, when I feel good, I'm motivated to put out some good content. I think that's a better approach moving forward. So I'm only going to make videos when I feel good and I have some good content, because a few of the videos I just pushed through in about 20 minutes and I didn't put too much time into. So I want to make sure that health is always number one, and then down is my finances. What happened was finances became number one, and then I started getting a little crazy, started having that FOMO energy, stuff like that. And I want to cut that. So remember that health is number one for me. Everyone's going to have different things. So a good tool, what we do in NLP coaching is we ask our clients, like, okay, what's important to you in your life? And what else is important to you in your life? You write down your top 5 or 6, what's most important to you. Then you categorize it in a number. Then you make sure that you're meeting those values in your life. So I'm going to go back into health. You guys want to learn some cool things about health, because we're learning that the financial system is rigged. Okay, so if the financial system is rigged, what else is rigged? What else out there is rigged? And the more you look, we don't talk much about this type of stuff on this channel, but the more you look, the more you're going to find that virtually everything has been compromised. So let's look to the that was a daily rant. We could go more into these type of topics if you guys want, but XRP is looking amazing. Cardano is blown up 103%. So a lot of people have been asking me, is this a good time to invest in the Cardano? Cardano, from what I've researched, is a really good project. However, if you look at this, just a few months ago, Cardano was around 3 cents. It's all the way up to 88%. It's gone up so much percentages that the more of a percentage gain that you get in on, the more likely it is that you could lose money. So I want to make sure that we maintain risk. If you're in it for the long run, 5, 10 years, then go ahead, go for it. But what we're looking for are the coins that haven't exploded yet. So Ethereum and Bitcoin are at beyond all-time highs. They're already beyond all-time highs. So if we invest into them now, it's kind of late. Not saying that they won't keep going up. So I want to bring to you guys a coin that I've been looking into that hasn't done anything. It hasn't really moved much at all, which is XDC. So it's actually down. The low is 0.008. The high is 0.009. So this is less than a penny right now. And it's ranked 258. So if this becomes the top 100 ranked crypto, which I believe it will when I show you this research and what I've been diving down, I think it definitely will. And so this will have to go up. So this is an opportunity. This is my moonshot opportunity. So my XRP is going to be stored away on my ledger. I'm not going to touch that. However, if Zenfin hits $1, I might buy some crazy things. I'm going to take care of some people, and this is going to be my play money. So that's like how I view this investment. It's risky. It's more of a moonshot. You're either going to go to the moon or you're going to go to zero. I'm willing to have one of these type of risk in my portfolio. So let's continue. So we know in the Interledger protocol family, one of the coins I didn't get to do an interview at that I was invested back in 2017 is IOTA. So IOTA is on the ISO 20022 ecosystem. We have XRP. We also have Algorand. We've done videos on Algorand. I think that's an amazing project. XLM, the IBM Hyperledger. I remember we've done research on Accenture. Accenture is a Ripple partner. Then right here we have Zenfin, which is XDC, right there connected with JP Morgan. So Zenfin XDC is on the Interledger protocol family for the ISO 20022 ecosystem. Now, not only is it on, but this is actually the first coin that actually is certified with the approval of the ISO 222 standard. So they've already been given the stamp of approval. Interoperability with ISO 20022 standard and legacy systems. Zenfin is built on foundation of hybrid interoperable blockchain, so it's more advanced. It's a hybrid blockchain platform that can empower the legacy financial EBP banking systems with cutting-edge blockchain technology-based system. So it shows you the ISO 2 model and how Zenfin works. How it's going to be working with Swift. So this too is going to be working with Swift. So I'm trying to gobble up all the payments coins. So like, if we were really going to create a new 1% with cryptocurrencies, what are going to be the most valuable? What are the most valuable assets in the world today? Banks, central banks. Those are the most valuable assets in the world. So I think the same thing with crypto is that's why I'm so heavily invested in XRP, XLM, because those are payments coins. They solve payments, financials. So that's why I'm so bullish on all the payment coins. And XDC has the X in front of it. What is the XDC? The X in front of supranational currency. No one country controls it. So I've heard a rumor XRP equals gold, XLM equals silver, XDC equals copper. I don't know how true that is. Maybe it's just metaphorically speaking. So I have some more cool stuff. Let me just find it real quick on Zenfin. Okay, here it is. So interoperable and portable with leading platforms, the IBM Hyperledger, Corda, Oracle, powered by Zenfin. So they're playing with the big dogs. See what this person. Zenfin is all about tokenization, also ISO, blah, blah. ISO 20022 compatible messaging for private and hybrid state. Higher interoperability with legacy systems and other blockchain platforms makes XinFin Protocol XDC the language of core banking systems, ERP systems, and SWIFT systems, and many more. Wow. XinFin hybrid network powered by XDC protocol, interoperable blockchain network for global trade and finance, which enables digitalization, tokenization, and instant settlement of trade transactions, increase efficiencies, and reduce reliance on complex foreign exchange infrastructures, allowing for increased flexibility and liquidity management for financial institutions. It goes in and showing how it's way more faster than Bitcoin and the older. So this is a good project to get in when super early before many people are in. Now keep in mind, when you're early, you might have to wait a little while. So one of the mistakes, I'm going to tell one more personal story. One of the mistakes that I made when I was a concert promoter, I've done a lot in my life. I'm 28, but I've done a lot of different cool entrepreneur stuff, projects. But I used to host concerts, events, and different from like EDM, DJs to hip hop concerts. And I had a really good eye and an ear for music at identifying who's going to be who's going to blow up as an artist. So I knew Little Uzi Vert, I knew Playboy Cardi, all those guys were going to blow up well before anyone else. The problem that would happen was when I would book them, and I would have like different investors help me like book some of these big artists. The problem was, yes, their music was good. Yes, they're super popular. Yes, their music is better than anyone else's, just like these technologies better than anyone else. But sometimes when you're too early, you book this artist, no one shows up to your event, and you lose money for a little bit. But then a year or two later, they're like, oh my gosh, you had this guy back well before anyone else did. And you're like, yeah, I was ahead of the curve. What do you want me to say? So that's an example, a metaphor for how it is when you're investing into these early technologies before anyone else. It's like finding a musician before anyone else has found them, and then later on, you're like, wow, I knew this artist well before anyone else. You trusted your intuition. I'm going to go on another rant. So one of the biggest problems in society today, in my personal opinion, is we've detached ourselves from common sense and nature. If the mainstream media one day decided to tell everyone the sky was green, eventually people will believe it's green. So our education system has failed us. We need to get back to common sense and thinking for ourselves and trusting our intuition. So I'll do a whole another topic on regaining your attachment to your own nature and intuition. So that way you don't need to listen to all these hot tips. You don't need to listen to all these people because your intuition will tell you the answer before anyone else. And it's the same with food and everything else. So anyways. So the next coin I want to share with you guys is Hedera. Hello Future. We've talked about Hedera Hashgraph a few weeks ago. You know, we talked about a lot of this, what I showed you. They're partners with LG, IBM, Google. This is a hybrid blockchain that corporations and Fortune 500 companies are super bullish on, and they want this to be part of their organizations. So it's super fast, it's super cutting edge. One of the things I didn't show you guys is Hedera is actually a partner with the World Economic Forum as well. So it provides a new form of distributed consensus, a way for people who don't know or trust each other to securely collaborate and transact online without the need for a trusted intermediary. So one of the things that got me super bullish on it was I was reading this whole post from King Solomon. He's a good researcher in XRP. So he has found that the military has already done testing with Hedera Hashgraph. They began speculation into what Hedera can be used for and what scale. The writing is on the wall. All paths lead to HBAR. So a lot of people are super bullish on HBAR. So let me pull up this article that King Solomon found. an experimental framework for investigating hash graph algorithm transaction speed. So we know that hash graph is one of the fastest. It's using the Hyperledger from IBM. And pretty much what this whole thing's about is they're testing this technology for high-level cyber attacks, cyber securities for our power grids. The world have experienced a growing number of malicious cyber attacks. This paper provides a overview of recent use of Hyperledger Fabric distributed operating system to prototype use permission blockchain consensus algorithm to trust shared state. It's basically going into their how they've used their hash graph to protect critical infrastructure and protect us from high-level cyber attacks. So the source is right here, Grid Protection Alliance, a few other cyber physical systems at MIT. So this is military grade. Let's look at the price real quick. This is military grade technology that right now, military grade technology that right now we can get in on at 10 cents. So if you missed out on XRP or XLM when it was 7 cents or 20 cents, 10 cents, this is a great entry point. And it hasn't gone that much up this year. Like it was around 3 cents. And now it's up, it went as high as 12 cents. So it's only really gone up 7 cents this year. So it's still the early stages of a bull run. And a lot of people say, just like XRP, HBAR's price is being suppressed because it's for the corporations and the high-level infrastructure. So I have a cool video actually with King Solomon. You should check out his channel. And a guy from Hedera's team pretty much talking the same thing that I've been talking about. The future is decentralized. So let's tune in.
Sometimes you need to get away from the kids for grown-up time, or get away from the grown-ups for kid time.
People have just a lack of knowledge, and that's why shows like this are so important, because forget about which system you end up using. Decentralization is the future. It makes no sense to trust a single entity with everything you have and let that single entity profit from you without you being able to profit from what they're profiting in. It makes no sense. So we have this unfair playing field today, right? Where these giant corporations make so much money off of you. They give you a service which you value, no question, whether it's your email or your social network or whatever it is. But there's a new way coming to do all these that is a much fairer way and will allow us all to really participate in this ecosystem.
What I think is interesting is that sometimes even in the,
So that's a really cool video. Definitely recommend checking it out. What keyword did he say there, guys? We're learning how to identify keywords. We're not on a global we don't have a fair playing field. We need a level playing field. He knows the lingo. So Hashgraph is helping develop a level playing field. And what irritated me right now, just watching that video, you guys notice how the ad came up? I've been noticing that YouTube is playing more and more ads. Once we transition to this new internet, the reason why there's so many ads, because the internet is worked on a centralized for-profit basis. Once we convert to the decentralized internet, there's not going to be so many ads and so many incentives for them shoving down ads down our throat, because the system, the internet, will be able to run itself through the coins and the cryptos. So let's switch over to XRP and crypto as a whole. So we see that Tether is still printing and printing and printing. So the Bitcoin maximalist will sit here and tell you with a straight face, I invest in the Bitcoin because the Federal Reserve just keeps printing money and money out of thin air, and fiat is crap. Meanwhile, they won't speak up about Tether printing Tether out of thin air, using it to purchase Bitcoin, and then prop up the price. And then they have all these cool stories about Elon Musk and all these institutions that are investing in Bitcoin to cover up probably one of the biggest scams and frauds that I know of in human history. You're printing billions of dollars that are backed by nothing, just some fake fucking digital currency that you just make, and then you buy Bitcoin, the price goes up, and then you have the Bitcoin, and then it's just so screwed up. And none of the Bitcoin maximalists have like the balls to really stand up to their true moral code. I believe at the heart, they really do believe that printing money is bad. But the problem is people are so sucked into greed. Like people are so sucked into greed. And even I had to watch myself. Like I said, I had to, okay, health is my number one important. I'm not going to freak out over missing these opportunities. So people are really sucked into greed right now, and they're going to actually destroy their beloved Bitcoin from this. So there's no way we could live in a world where you could just print money out of thin air, buy Bitcoin. That's why all the banks want to ban it. So because you guys aren't speaking up, you guys can be part of the problem when it gets destroyed. So a lot of people are saying, I guess Twitter also has said that they're going to release, Twitter is going to think about buying Bitcoin and putting it into their reserves. It's all these cabal companies. Mark Cuban said he doesn't want to have the national anthem, and he came out, he said, we're moving into America 2.0, and he came out in support of companies purchasing Bitcoin. He is a bad actor. Twitter is a bad actor. Elon Musk has been acting really shady and like a bad actor as well. He just came out. We got this Michael Saylor guy, if you haven't heard of him, he's going around all the world telling all these, I'm going to play it right here, but he's going around all these CEOs around the world, and he's telling them that they're all idiots and need to convert their cash to Bitcoin. I think this is a huge problem. We can't live in an orderly society if everyone just goes one day and said, hey, we're not going to use the dollar anymore. We're going to use this Bitcoin privacy asset. That's a huge problem with the power of the dollar. That's building the narrative for China to come in and take our place as the new reserve currency. If corporations don't want to hold the US dollar as a reserve, why would other nations, other countries want to hold the US dollar reserve? So if the corporations are talking about it, what do you think China, what do you think other nations are talking about? And what have we learned about how deeply embedded is China in our culture, in our society today? So I believe it's an operation. This guy speaks truth. The people, this is the thing that the people on the other side, when you say facts and you say real knowledge, and they have nothing to say. These leftists have no response. Their only response is to just smirk at you and just laugh and laugh at you. Like that's a response. They have no intellectual capability other than just following the herd. So when someone comes up here and speaks truth, they have nothing to say. They just smirk and laugh. It really irritated me watching this. But let's watch this man speak truth, and he calls out Michael Saylor. He's a coke addict. I can't believe anyone would take advice from this guy. He looks like a degenerate, and he's I'm gonna show you.
In the case of Bitcoin, it doesn't have any income, it doesn't have any use, it doesn't have any utility. So what's the value of it based on what? Based on no intrinsic value and purely a speculative bubble. That's why I argue that Bitcoin, like all the other shit coins, are worth zero. Actually negative given the hogging of energy and their mental cost. If there was a carbon tax on crypto, the value of these assets will be negative. So what's the fundamental value? What's the use? What's the utility that justifies the capital gain? None. It's a speculative bubble that is based on pump and dump, spoofing, wash trading, and manipulation by Tether. There's a total scam. So for institutional investors saying we're going to invest into crypto doesn't make any sense. You have a failing company that had a flat stock market like MicroStrategy for a decade, and its head was a coke addict, decided then to bet the entire house on Bitcoin. That's irresponsible behavior. There's not going to be any corporate head who's going to put his cash, as you pointed out clearly, into something that is so volatile. You put your cash in something that is stable. And for somebody like Elon Musk, who knows that there's a market impact, to manipulate, first take an individual position into Bitcoin, pump the price up, and then say that Tesla has invested and Tesla doesn't make money yet, it's also irresponsible and it's market manipulation. The SEC should be looking to people that have a market impact, that manipulate the price of assets. That's also criminal behavior. Criminal behavior.
Okay.
The SEC should be looking into that. Come on, it's a totally criminal enterprise. Tether is a criminal enterprise, and a bunch of whales and insiders are manipulating the price of Bitcoin and other shitcoins day in, day out. That's a fact.
See, I just get irritated watching these freaking. I get so irritated watching these sheep. They have no response. All they could do is just laugh. Oh my gosh, you just bursted my model of the world. All I could do is just sit here and laugh. I have no response. I have no facts to combat what you just said. I have no logical anything. I'm just going to smile at you and laugh and hope the dumbass people tuning in, watching, are dumb enough to like think that I'm smart because I'm laughing at him. And this happens all the time. I'm just so done with these people that have no logic. So Bitcoin, no income, no use, no utility, no value, purely speculative. Tether is a criminal enterprise. He's the only one that's saying it. It is the criminal enterprise, the biggest I've ever seen. And I'm on the Bearable Bull page, great place for content. And we see the narrative continue to build. Bitcoin consumes more electricity than Argentina. The rising value of Bitcoin leads to ever higher energy consumption. So the more that Bitcoin is adopted, the more energy that it wastes. So like what he says, like it's actually worth less than zero because it uses all this electricity. So it's beyond a shitcoin. And that's what I had to tell you guys earlier about common sense and trusting your intuition, because in the world today, if you don't trust your intuition and you let other people guide your intuition, like when that whole saying, like we live in an upside down world, that's a fact right now. That's a fact. They tell you don't eat meat, but you could eat 3D printed meat. If you're not going to eat meat, just don't eat meat. Just don't eat meat. Don't go and get a 3D printed meat that's not natural. You're going to take something that's natural, that hunter-gatherers ate for all the time, and replace it with something artificial. That's where the common sense, you guys need to have it. And the same thing with this. If you print money out of thin air and the price goes up, it's BS. And if all the cabal agents are pushing it, it's BS. If Lindsay Lohan posted today, it's going to be a long video. See what happens when I'm in the mood to make a video? I sit here with you guys and more fresh. So this is the signs right at the top. Lindsay Lohan, Bitcoin to the moon. This guy posted a quant. That's one of the one coins I'm really pissed out about. I should have went more all in at $10. Now it's like $40. Quant is an amazing project. We didn't talk about it today, but that's a powerhouse. But yeah, Lindsay Lohan's telling you Bitcoin to the moon. What's the trend recently? As soon as all the celebrities start telling GameStop to the moon, Dogecoin to the moon, then they dump on your ass. Okay, I'm going to leave off with this video. I highly recommend going to Darren Moore Jr.'s YouTube channel for really in-depth viewpoints on crypto. So sometimes when I have people, because our view is that we're entering the golden age, we're entering freedom, we're entering the light, we're entering ultimate prosperity, and we're entering the good time period of humanity. I will pre-frame. Darren Moore gives it from more of the perspective that of the Great Reset, if you will. Like he's more doomer vibes. However, his research and his video qualities are some of the top in the crypto space. So we just have a little bit different viewpoint on what we think is going to come, but we have the exact same viewpoint on this technology being adopted in the future. So let me play this video, and we will see you guys next time I do my video, probably tomorrow or sometime soon. So have a good night. Please like, subscribe. Let me know some feedback, and enjoy this video.
File with the help of an expert, or let an expert file for you.
See what I'm saying about the ads? Like, it's ridiculous now. This is why we need decentralization. If I want to get access to a video, I shouldn't have to watch all this bullshit that I don't even want to see. The problem is the internet, no one works for free, right? People, if you're going to go work for someone, you want to get paid. So if you're going to build a website, you want to get paid. Imagine if we could build a website that you could get paid that doesn't require people to watch ads. So we could come up with a new way to do this. And a lot of people are working on it. So let's, I think it should work now.
Taken to establish a U.S. CBDC.
And the project actively engages with the U.S. Congress, senior administration officials, and policy bodies in the U.S. and abroad. Now, when we refer to a U.S. dollar CBDC, we use the phrase digital dollar. We chose that title because it's catchy. However, it's not entirely accurate. The dollar is already digital in the form of electronic bank accounts. But what we are talking about is tokenized fiat money, not accounts-based money.
Currently, we have an account-based system where banks have accounts with the Federal Reserve and digital dollars are put into those accounts. They're going to reset from accounts-based to token-based. Chris Giancarlo, the head of the Digital Dollar Project, has also came out and stated that XRP is not a security.
Welcome back to Fast Money. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen wants answers regarding the Reddit rebellion. She's calling a meeting of top financial regulators this week, as early as tomorrow potentially, to discuss the market volatility driven by retail trading in shares of GameStop, AMC, and as well as the metal silver.
There is a narrative unfolding. We are near the end of a system on the verge of a collapse. There has been too much easy money, too much leverage, and the faults are being exposed. And the central planners are not going to take accountability. They're simply going to pin it on a Reddit group.
Yeah, Vlad did say no reason why the greatest financial system in the world has ever seen can't settle trades in real time. Practically speaking, how long would that take to change?
Well, this has been around forever, and it's really the SEC is in the driver's seat. Gary Gensler knows a lot about distributed ledger technology, which could be one of the ways to accomplish this.
The lady speaking, Sheila Blair, worked for the FDIC in the U.S. Treasury. She played a prominent role in the 2008 financial crisis. The new SEC chair, Gary Gensler, is in the driver's seat.
So it's really, if the SEC wants to accelerate it, I think they can. There's a lot of people who are invested in the current system. That two-day float benefits some people. So, they're going to have to give that up. And then if you disintermediate the clearinghouses eventually, that's going to cause some disruption potentially as well if it's not handled right. So there are institutional forces working against this, but I really think now is the time for the SEC to step up and take it on.
The Wall Street bets narrative is forcing the decision makers to disintermediate the clearinghouses, like going from an accounts-based system to a token-based system.
Well, let me say that you led into this with Janet, who's a experienced pro here, convening a meeting, and whether it's a meeting or she does it bilaterally with the CFTC, the SEC, the Fed, this is the right thing to do. And she's experienced at these things. I think Karen used a very good word, ripple effects. Top of mind for those folks will be, okay, we had a situation here where we departed from fundamentals. Collateral was required. There was questions around liquidity. Is this something where the ripple effects require ongoing and greater attention and possibly regulation? And how do you find that out? You get the people around the table who handle these markets, the funding markets, the commodities markets, the securities markets. And you say, okay, what happened? And look, Janet's a pro, and that's what she's doing.
Problem, reaction, solution. The regulators are going to get together and make up a set of rules. And in this set of rules, they're going to clarify crypto and blockchain.
To dig into that a little bit more, Sheila, I mean, when you do talk about that technology, are we talking about something like blockchain?
Well, I would say distributed ledger. And so blockchain's kind of got this, which kind of the same thing, but it's got this pejorative. But yeah, the ability to use new technology to let buyer, to do this real time, to transfer the stock, transfer the money at the same time directly between buyer and seller. I mean, that's the whole idea.
A stock swap for cash instantly is delivery versus payment. Those are the projects that R3 is working on.
And a full disclosure, I am on the board of a company, one of the many companies is trying to develop a use case in this area. But I think the technology is here, and I hope the SEC, whoever does it, or maybe the Fed could do it. If we had a CBDC, a central bank digital currency, you could digitize, the cash part of the transaction, then you can digitize the stock, and again, just eliminate the intermediary and eliminate this 2-day lag. That would be a very, very dramatic change, but one I think we need to really start seriously thinking about.